Hi, hello, hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a spontaneous episode of Life with Siphe. Right? Ever since I've decided I'm just gonna start. I don't care how it looks like, my background, whatever. What matters to me is what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and especially moments when I feel like I need to share and I want to share. Cause guess what? I'm not gonna get this thought again. I'm not gonna get this thought back again, right? I think I've also in this process of just deciding to just always start and go for it. I'm really realizing the importance of time. By the way, shooting is so not easy. Um, yeah, I'm finding myself having to be so creative about making sure at least you can see me, you can hear me clearly, and just like the mood is right and all of that stuff, right? Don't mind the situation. It's a Friday night where I'm at. So remember, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the subscribe button. Like it so that you can get the notifications when I do upload an episode. Today is the 19th of August, 2022. Just a special shout out to one of my favorite best friends, my nephew, who is turning 12 today. I love you, Pariri. Happy birthday, my angel. Happy 12th birthday. You have been nothing but light and love and joy and peace. And man, you're going to be an awesome young man one day. Anywho, so let's get it started. Welcome. Hi. If you're new to this page, welcome to Life with Siphe. I'm Siphe. Namhla Moelu unozimba fankhon telezi. And I'm just sharing my experiences with you. It's not about me, but it's in hoping that me sharing my journey will make yours just a little more better, right? So I usually record during daytime. This is the first for me when I'm recording. I was actually about to get to bed, honestly speaking. And a thought just hit me, and I thought, wow, I've been thinking about, because I'm always thinking about, okay, so what's your next episode going to be about, what you want to talk about, but then obviously when you think of the topic, then you need to think of the content. And I want to do to all the boys / men I have ever loved, right? And as I was getting ready for bed this evening, a song played, and I thought to myself, I had a full-on blast conversation with myself in my head, and I was like, no man, we need to record this. So I hope you relaxed. And by the way, I don't think this is only relevant for females, but I think for men as well, to just realize how sometimes their actions impact a female. So this episode, ladies and gentlemen, is titled "To All the Boys I Have Ever Loved / Men," because I'm a woman now. To all the men I have ever loved. Firstly, I just like to say, every time I have said I love you, I have intensely and deeply meant it with all of my being and my spirit. I may have not understood fully what I was signing up for, but in that moment, in that space, in that feeling, I was purely intentional, and I don't regret you. To all the men I, Siphe Mweli, Namhla have ever loved, right? And they know who they are. Yeah. So I just want to dive into a few of my experiences to all the men I've ever loved, and then to just like sort of sum it up into what I've learned. My first boyfriend, I was so sure, ladies and gentlemen, like any hopeless teenager, that would be the love of my life, And I remember I've always been an intentional child, even back when I was a teen, that, when I said I loved you, I wanted to say it once, I wanted to say it and mean and whatnot. And this is a guy I lost my virginity to, and wow. I cannot foresee any greater moment, because we all know what that moment means. It's a lot, different things going on, wada 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 wada. But for me, I can say losing my virginity was, it was love. I'm sorry, like, it was love for me. I'm not gonna get into detail, but to that guy, I wanted him to be my be it and in all. Like, you know, his thing was I was gonna meet more people and experience and whatnot. But I've always been an intentional person, even as a teen. And I remember thinking, even if there's more, I don't want to know more. I just wanted him, right? And our love story, because it was so impactful in my life in so many ways. And it wasn't a typical teen love story. To seal it off mildly. But that relationship initially at first had ended because he had made someone else pregnant, and it was a whole, you can imagine what went on after that. But that man, I could say it was the first relationship where, you know, the kind of love when you guys could look at each other and not say a word, be in a room full of other people, but I could hear him and he could hear me, and with one look, he got it and I got it. I can never describe that feeling. It's either you've experienced it or you haven't. It's just, it is what it is, right? And I'm grateful for that person and that experience in my life. It hurt a lot when I had to let go after 11, 12 years. Obviously on and off, life, wada. But like our final having to let go, damn. Till this day, I honestly don't know how I moved forward from that. Honestly, I really think it's God, because I pleaded with God, I prayed with God, I tried to negotiate with him. But he was just saying, baby girl, you need to let go. And I did just that. Very, very challenging and heartbreaking period in my life. Like I said, over a span of 11 to 12 years. But when it was finally like it to pull the plug, like even my best friends today sometimes always say, hey, remember that situation? And I'm just like, girl, I don't know how I'm here today, right? Cool. That happened, and then in my varsity years, I met this other gentleman, right? And I remember I tried to fight him so much because I was just like, boy, you don't know what you're signing up for, you know? And we happened. And it was magical. It was out of this world. Because remember, guys, Nane, I'm not the typical buy me gifts. Dun. You must, like, if our spirits connect, God, girl, same time, you know. But I obviously make sure I do diligence to understand what is making our spirits connect. I won't obviously know exactly why, but like, if it clicks, it clicks. I remember this one particular partner, the one thing that really, the moments I felt so much more connected to him when we were in water together. Oh my gosh! It was, I never thought I could feel like that. It was a challenge because I was in love with someone and I saw him, but he wasn't seeing himself in the light that I saw him. And I remember I fought even in that. Like, that's the one thing about myself. Like I say, when I say I love you, I'm not talking about the bubbly. In fact, even any man till this day on Shelai who asks me out, I don't care about the nice stuff. I don't care about the good times. I don't care about, like, show me you. Show me the parts you don't accept about yourself. Show me the parts you're struggling about yourself. Because if I, as an outside party, can fully see you in that light, and I feel, or I can see that we are able to still hold each other during the uncomfortable parts, man. I'm sorry, it does, I can't say it anymore in like in another language, but and I think that's where my struggle's been. Like, I can't deal with things that are not authentic, real, or intentional, man. You know? So with this particular gentleman, I saw him, right? But I think I saw him before he saw himself. And it was a constant struggle. Again, it was another good 6 years with him where on and off life happening. And I remember till the last minute again when that situation. And here's the thing about God for me in my relationships. Like, because I'm a ride or die, He'll put me in the most, like, rock and a hard place situations that if there's anything you need to know about Siphe, if you push me against the wall, best believe every time I'ma choose myself, because I love me. I know who I am. I know where I come from. I know the love that has nurtured me. So, yeah, man. Anytime it's between me and another person, it's always gonna be me, straight up, just like that. So again, with this particular gentleman, it got to a point where, like, I remember, it was almost so perfect that, like, we had gotten to a moment where, after 6 years on and off situations, he finally had gotten to a point in his life where he finally was on the journey to self-discovery. And I remember his exact words were, Siphe, there's nothing I could do in this life, in this world, and we could grow together and whatnots, but, like, I'll never be good enough for you. Like, I've never met anyone who's loved me the way you do. I don't even love myself that much. And I remember thinking, ooh, he's finally getting it. I just need to be more patient. And then a situation happened. That, guys, I don't want to lie to you, is a whole episode on its own, which I promise I will do when I am emotionally ready about it, because I feel like it's something I need to share for other females, that it is not fair. I know it's not fair, but I just feel like there should be a platform to discuss that sometimes men do things for their own pleasure, but we end up having to have the scars in our hands. How do you get to hurt me, but I should be the one making you feel better about what you've done? Not to just me, but it says a lot about your character and who you are, right? I'm sorry, like, that's a whole nother episode. But what I'm trying to say is, he had gotten to the point, but, like, he was one of the first gentlemen to teach me that, guys, you can be a helmet. You can be naive, you can be dumb, you can be a yes ma'am, you can be whatever. If a man has not chosen you or reached the point where he decides, I as XX am choosing to be committed, or I'm ready to fully love someone, I don't care what you do as a female, you're not going to change his mind. Because guess what, sis? He's willing to lose you. Sorry, I just need to sip because, yeah. So, which then got me to the next level of thinking in my own space, where I was like, damn. You know what's hurt me the most with all the men I've ever loved? They've all left me because I'm too good for them. I laugh now, but it wasn't funny in the situations. It's like, how am I not meeting a man who's like, look, Siphe, damn girl, you know, I see what you're working with, what you're bringing to the table. And as much as I don't feel like I'm there yet, I'm working towards it. And if anything, we're gonna work on ourselves individually to be able to come to a middle point. But nah, the brothers I've been meeting be like, yo, girl, like, you take some work to be with. And actually, I want to do the work on myself, so I'm willing to let you go type of vibe. And yeah, man, it's been real. But more specifically, the thought that got me to making this episode so sporadically this evening is I thought of another relationship where I was a teen and it spilled into my adulthood, where this man loved me from the moment he laid eyes on me. And I thought we were just messing around as kids. And it grew with us. And at the time, I had a serious boyfriend. And when he found out, I absolutely broke his heart. And like, I don't believe in regrets. But if I was to ever define regret, he's the one person I regret not choosing in my head if I play out how we would have worked out. Because he was always about me, right? And then I made the mistake that in my adulthood that I kept on going back to him because I remember him always choosing me as a youngin. I thought even in adulthood he'd always choose me. But I think of the situation he is in right now, right? Where I'm his safe space. And he's always been able to come back to me. And we've always felt like home to each other. But I'm constantly reminded that, like, I never chose him then, and then he's never chose me now. And that, guys, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you feel like someone is your beat all in it all, and they know it, and you guys feel it when you're together. What it comes down to, honestly, is choosing each other constantly every day. Like this gentleman I'm currently speaking about, he chose to go back to such a toxic relationship. I don't know why, because I would think that, like, for me, because I learned my lesson from the first time around, that, like, you know, I was serious now. Like, it's like we never got to finally align again to where we chose each other. Because when he had chose me, I didn't choose him. And when I chose him, he didn't choose me. And then it's just this constant cycle, right? But my point is, and what I'm trying to say is, to not just because I am a female saying it, whether you're a male or female listening to this, it's all about who you choose and who you choose to commit to. You can be anything for your significant other. You can be buying them things. You can be emotional support. You can see them in ways that the world cannot recognize them. You can make them feel confident in all these things. But at the end of the day, what matters, ladies and gentlemen, is if that person chooses you. And there's absolutely nothing you can do, whether you're male or female, to make a significant other choose you. Guess what? Money runs out. Looks get tired. If you're not authentically yourself and you're not aligned with that person, that's not your person. I don't know, I can't remember what I was listening to about a week or 2 weeks ago, where they were like, I can honestly tell you at this moment, if the person that you're with, you two together, are not currently exchanging or bringing into each other's lives some sort of growth, positive energy, or whatever it is where you're building or where you're adding, it's not the relationship for you. Because a relationship is two ways, baby. It ain't the one giving and the other one always taking, or vice versa, whatever you want to see it as. I guess all I want you to know because of all the men I've ever loved. I know I put my best foot forward in all of those situations, and they still didn't choose me. Because guess what? They were not aligned with me, and I was not aligned with them, and they were not my person, and I'm not their person. But we could have been individuals that were meant to cross each other's paths, to teach each other certain lessons, and to keep it moving. Obviously, when the situations are happening, you don't feel like that, because heartbreak, all of that stuff is impacted. And sometimes, of course, you walk away with a baby or two, and that person's still in your life, but that is perhaps the purpose that person was supposed to serve in your life, right? But for me, the lesson is continuously, to all the men I've ever loved, I have loved all of you in the moments and the chapters in my life I have, and I have been intentional about it. And I have chosen you particularly in those periods of my life, not knowing that there would come a time where you didn't choose me back, but it's okay. You were not my person. We were not aligned in that manner, and we served each other's purpose in our lives. And I wish you all the best, and I wish that you truly, even in your own thoughts, when you think of me, Siphe, if you've ever been in a romantic relationship with me, that, you know, I may have done her wrong, but you're going to do better in your next relationship. And to everyone else, it's never about you. It's never about you. They don't choose you because you're not worthy to be chosen. It starts with self, then it's about the outside. And I can say this proudly because I know every day I wake up and I choose myself. And I'm not willing to be with anyone romantically who does not choose me, because I know when I choose them, it'll be intentional, it'll be healthy, and it'll be for all the right reasons. But hey, this did not happen overnight. It had to be with experiences, that had to be for different reasons. So remember, guys, there's nothing you can do to make a person choose you. It's either they choose you or they don't. And it hurts when you're not chosen. But that's when you need to look inwards. Was it a lesson for you? Was it a lesson for them? What did you have to do? What did you have to learn from that? But what I think has always been important in any time I've felt rejected or disappointed is I will always choose me. And even when I meet my person, my significant other, even before he chooses me, he will meet a woman who has chosen herself first. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to another whopping episode of Life with Siphe. An interesting shooting, very random, sporadic, Friday evening, dedicated to all the men I've ever loved. That at that point in my life, whenever I had met you and whenever I had proclaimed my love to you, that I really did love you and I really did choose you. And thank you for being a part of my story. Yeah, remember to do that thing that makes you you, man. This makes me so happy. It makes me feel alive. And all I want to do is impact in a positive manner and have conversations in real life time. And yeah, remember to like and subscribe to my page, Life with Siphe, on YouTube. You can follow me on social media pages. On Instagram, I am cpearl. I am C underscore. Yes, underscore. Pearl underscore 07. On Facebook, I'm Siphe Namhlamweli. And on YouTube, I am live with Siphe. Otherwise, you have been chatting or listening to Siphe namhla. Isonga sesimhla ngemihla mweli. Unozumba fana ngicuma ngithilezi. Nena welithola ngoba zimabili mina baqhawuka. Ngqula lecama gusha. Woo! Ngqula ukuthandaza. Love that. Have yourself wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Till the next episode. Thanks for tuning in. And this was dedicated to all the men I have ever loved. Till the next time.